What is happening, guys? Welcome back. So you join me in a much nice, cleaner and a little bit more organised new workshop. Wiring loom is sat on there because we've been having a look at that. The car is as it was, pretty much sat on the lift with all the panels on. We started going through a few bits down here, and I've now been through and ordered a load of black nuts and bolts ready to start bolting the front end on, the rear beam, all of that jazz. Yeah, so what I want to do in this one is we're going to start stripping the engine down and having a look at what we're going to do paint-wise. So my plan with the engine is I want everything on it to be black. I think I'm going to buy a new rocker cover, cam cover, which is a nice smooth one. We're going to paint that black. The inlet will be painted black, and I'm going to strip the engine down to a point so that we can start cleaning the block and everything. And I want the head, the block and everything painted black as well. Because I really think that the contrast in the engine bay of the black against the red, with just the engine being in the bay, is going to look really, really nice. We'll have to do the same with the gearbox. I want to paint the outside of the gearbox black as well. But let's get the GoPro out and we'll make a start tearing this down. Welcome back. So we got a bit done yesterday. The engine is now sort of a long block, if you like. We've got the exhaust manifold all off. We've got the inlet manifold and everything all off. They're all up on there, which are going to need to be sorted out, ready to be painted. I've now gone round and started cleaning all the dirt and things off this here. So all I'm doing now is going round with some brake cleaner in a bottle with a toothbrush, not toothbrush, but it's the brush that comes to clean out your paint gun. I've got a few left over, and a wire brush on a drill. And we're just going to go around, and this side is what that side looked like with all this dirt and grease in it. So we're going to go around now, give that a good old clean up, and then we need to do the same thing and go over and key it all up with wire brushes and sandpaper and everything. Get all the loose paint and dirt and everything off. And we can prime it and paint it. But we've got to get through all of this lot first. So back on the GoPro, we'll keep going. There we go. The engine is cleaned up now. We've not gone too mad with it. We've just sort of gone round and lifted the loose paint that was on it where it was sort of flaking off. I'll never get that engine back to absolutely perfectly clean and clear. For the spray paint that I had planned, I'd be there all day trying to get that down. The only way to do it really would be to sandblast it, but then you're going to have sanding everywhere. So we've given up with that idea. What we've gone for instead, I've just started doing it on this side, is good old Hammerite direct to rust metal paint in satin black, which is the colour that I wanted, or the finish that I wanted. So that started going on that side. It ain't the best. You're brushing it on, End of the day, it's the block. You're not going to see a lot of it. I just want it to be black and look nice. We're not worried about the sump. We're not worried about the rocker cover because we're replacing them. I think... do I want to paint the head or not? Do I want to paint the head or not? Do I want to paint the head or not? Maybe. Well, we'll see. I'll get on with it. We'll see how we get on. So yeah, GoPro on. Let's throw some paint on. And there we go. The paint engine has now had 2 coats of paint and is looking pretty trick. Both sides looking quite nice. I've taken the rocker cover off because I kind of think originally I was going to put a smooth rocker cover on. Now I'm leaning towards putting the plastic cover back on top of the engine because I saw a picture last night and I really like the look of it. We've given that a quick coat of the satin black engine enamel that I've got just because I wanted to see what it looked like before we went painting all of this lot. This is what I've been doing for the past few hours. We've got throttle body, all the different engine mounts, gearbox mounts, cam pulley, straps for the fuel tank, inlet manifold. They've all been through the sandblaster, taped off through the sandblaster. Now the inlet manifold, all the holes are bunged up with rags that I've rammed in there. Same on the throttle body as well. Everything's rammed with rags and then we've taped everything out. So hopefully we've not got anything in there that we shouldn't have. What I'm going to do now is etch prime these and then we'll get these painted black. And you never know, we might be able to actually start putting a few bits back on. I've got a couple of lists going on up on the board there of bits that I need to order. So let's not mess around. Let's get the GoPro, throw some more paint about. And there we go, paint is on them. Let's show you around what we've got done. There's all the engine accoutrement. You've got engine mounts, fuel tank straps, inlet manifold, throttle body, all on there, all looking absolutely trick. And like I say, we rammed them all with rags, taped the ends all up, double taped them everywhere, so the joins were sort of double covered. Then we sandblasted it all down, painted them all, did what we needed to do, took the tape off, blew them down before we took the rag out, and there was no that we could see grit inside them, which is nice. Engine is sat there all painted as well, which looks absolutely trick. And I did opt for painting the head as well, as you can see. I couldn't leave it. I just could not leave it silver. Yeah, hopefully it'll work and hopefully it'll be okay. I've read online, people have done it, said it's not a problem. So hopefully it will be. Rocker cover, painted, sat on there for now. Not the best. These are sort of casting marks. I'm going around the houses with this. I can't decide whether I want the smooth one or we leave this and put the plastic cover over the top. I really can't decide. New oil filler cap, which has got writing on here, and orange on here. So we've wiped that back, so it's all black. We want it all looking nice. I need to try and find the cam cover. I'm not sure whether the cam belt cover, whether that came with the engine or not. I cannot remember, but we'll have to have a look for that. Engine exhaust manifold is just thrown on there for now, just to sort of get it out of the way. We still need to put all the heat shield and things all back on, but it is on there. I didn't talk about this. So this is the bracket that holds on the alternator, which mounts in somewhere around, sorry, camera down there, which mounts somewhere around here, and also goes, I've cut it off, also goes down here, which the part for that part is in half. So all I've done is just cut the part off that I needed, and this holds the power steering pump and the air conditioning pump as well, but we've not got any of that, so we've got rid of it just to lighten it up a little bit and make it look a little bit nicer. So we've cut that off, rounded the corners off, painted it. That'll bolt back on into its factory position and do what it needs to do with the alternator. On here, we've still got to paint, or I've started prepping and need to paint the oil filter housing. We've got over there some new parts, which I'll show you in a minute. And on here, the gearbox, we've started having a clean and a tidy up of the gearbox, because that's got to be painted as well. Think we're going to be thinning down the hammerite and putting it through the primer gun to paint that, just so we get a nice bit of finish and we don't get brush strokes in the gearbox, because that's going to be quite visible. We did try to start stripping the alternator down to split that and paint it, but it's got some crazy, in there. I'm not really sure. So we're probably just going to try and get a new one with a normal nut in, so we can split it down and get all that painted and looking nice. So coming down here, a few parts that I've ordered loads of stuff, and there's a few bits turned up. So we've got oil cooler, new oil cooler. I'm going to mask that off and paint that. New thermostat, exhaust manifold gasket, sealant for the new sump. Something said about that. We've got a new shallow sump for the engine coming. Well, I've got to go and pick it up this afternoon as well. Thank you, Neil. Thank you very much. We've got oil filter to go on, new sump bung, and there's loads of other stuff I've ordered as well that I'm still waiting on being delivered. But this week has been utter chaos with various different things. One of them being my Instagram account got deleted, so I spent 24 hours trying to get that back, which thankfully we did get that back, but it took a bit of arguing, and they basically thought that the account was imposing as someone else. So yeah, but we got it back. So thank you to everyone that jumped on the new account, shared it about, helped me out. I think we got to 900 new people on the new account in sort of 36 hours, which is amazing. So thank you all very much. Another little thing, I mentioned in one of the previous videos that we'd got a new project that was taking up a lot of my time, which still is. And that is that me and my wife, Abigail, have purchased a new house. It's a bungalow with a little bit of land. And it's got some stables and things in it that we've got various different plans for. I'll put a link in the description to the channel, because we're vlogging all of that. That's all on the other YouTube channel, Dan and Abby. There's 2 episodes up there. We've just dropped episode 2 this morning, because this is Sunday morning as you're watching this Sunday night, because, yeah, this just been chaos. So, yeah, go and watch that. Full renovation on that. It is an absolute state, so watch it from episode 1 to see what it was like when we got it in. We're just about to start working on Ep 3, which was... yeah, it's all a lot of work. So yeah, go and watch that. It should be a good little series. You never know. There might eventually be a new little workshop there as well. But I'm waffling, as I ever do, and get a lot of abuse for on here. So we'll leave this one there then, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Next time we'll start, hopefully, getting this engine back together. Until next time, enjoy.